And now, a manger. What's next, my love? What's next? But I guess it makes sense, doesn't it, dear one? That I would be surprised again. And from the beginning, your birth has not followed any plans that I held for my life. Any ways that I thought my first child would be born, how you would be born. Yet here you are, in a manger. And of course, I should have expected the unexpected. For a birth told to me by an angel first, an angel that told me that you were the Son of God. The Son of God. And who said that my dear cousin Elizabeth, so long without a child at an age when her friends were grandmothers and great-grandmothers, who would have her own baby and would be the sign that he said was true. And as incredible as it seemed, I would have a baby. And for me, that the angel was enough to ensure me that God was doing something. He was doing something magnificent. But it still seemed so far-fetched. Even after I saw Elizabeth, felt the baby kick in her womb, it wasn't until I felt the first time, the first flutters of your little hands and your little tiny feet, that I knew I was with child two. A child that came to me without marriage or any of the acts that go with it. A child from God. And no one believed me, of course, and why would they? I never believe it if someone told me the story I heard myself telling my mother, my grandmother, my father, my aunties. An angel came and told me that I would give birth to the Son of God. But Elizabeth, she believed it. And then my fiance, Joseph, he believed it too. And they had their own angels and their own ridiculous stories to tell. It was a relief to have people who had their own unbelievable stories to join in with mine. And can I tell you something, little one? You know, I was a bit glad when Joseph said that we had to go to Bethlehem to get counted for the census. I know a lot of women would not want to travel when they were as pregnant as I was. But I was relieved to take her story and go. I knew you might come when I was here. I knew I would be far away. That Mom and Granny would not be here to hold my hand and stroke my hair. But I guess I also thought that God would have something figured out for the birth of his son. And I didn't think Bethlehem would be so crowded. I didn't think we'd have such trouble finding some place to stay. I didn't think the pains would come so quickly. That it would be so hard and so lonely. I didn't think my baby's first pet would be the cow's food dish. But I didn't think a lot of things, did I, dear one? And you know what? I'm starting to understand, my sweetest. I think that a lot of us who think we understand how God works, we don't know that much at all. And I think God surprises us, because God has sure surprised me. And everyone I know is waiting for God to do something big. Waiting for him to just show up and shake the heavens and make a spectacle for all of us to see. And their hope is that God will overthrow Rome and prove that we are God's chosen. You're looking for God in palaces and army barracks and all along they don't know to look in a manger. Oh dear heart. Oh dear. I hope they find you. And I hope the world will find you. And I hope they'll learn to look where they do not think to look. And I hope they'll feel the hope that I feel looking at you right now. And that's hope in a manger. Who would have thought?